You are your own worst enemy. Oftentimes, we be our own worst enemies, straight up. Avoiding things that we know we have to do, knowing better, but still not doing better. And then when we avoid doing the things we know we need to get done, shit talking ourselves and shaming ourselves, making our own cycles worse. We think we can't lock in. We think we're fucking lazy. We think we're inconsistent. And we'll probably tell ourselves, see, you're fucking lazy. You fucking piece of shit. You're inconsistent. Like, man, I don't understand why I can't fucking lock in. Why this is so hard. I know I can do it, but shouldn't be so hard. The truth is, you can do it, but you create your own cycles of shame. Every single time you fail to lock in or be perfect that day. It's never about like locking in. It's about being fucking perfect. Every day you fail to be perfect, shame comes along with it. Guilt. I didn't get everything I need to done. Fuck, I was on Netflix too much. I was on Hulu. And you think you have a lot like a discipline problem, like a consistency problem, but you're not inconsistent. You consistently lock in. You feel like you can't sustain it. And in the back of your head, it's not really about sustaining your discipline. It's more like, why does this feel like suffocation? Why do I feel like I'm strained? Why do I feel like I have to restrain myself to do what I say I want? The truth is, you've attached so much meaning to your discipline, it feels like you're acting instead of just being. This used to be me all the time. Yesterday, I got in a car accident. I'm thankful to the Most High that everything is fine. Like, the I hit a trailer because I fell asleep on the road, right? And the first thing I thought was, fuck, I fucking hit the trailer. Number two is like, I'm glad I'm okay. I'm grateful to the Most High that I'm fine. I'm grateful that nothing happened, you know? And what I was realizing this morning as I was driving to work was I've really come a long way because there was feelings of, you fucking, and I was like, wait, why am I gonna like shit talk myself? Why am I even gonna worry? Why am I gonna even like start spiraling? Like everything was fine. The thing that got damaged the most was the car. And I was like, I'm well taken care of. I'll take care of it. I was already even prepared when I got out of the car to even reimburse the guy with the trailer. I was like, okay, like, but nothing happened to his car. And that was a blessing from the Most High. And I bring this up because when I was having trouble being consistent with my discipline, being consistent with my routines and my habits, and structuring the life the way I wanted to, most of the time it was because I felt so constrained. I felt so restricted. I felt like I was performing something I wasn't. And then I realized like I reinforced my own cycles. I reinforced my own cycles of shame. I reinforced my own cycles of guilt. So I said to myself, why am I going to feel guilty for something that happened that was my fault? At the end of the day, I know I'm responsible enough to take care of it, which is why I brought up the car story in the first place. I didn't feel like, oh my goodness, fuck, you fucking, because I used to be like that. I used to shame myself for things like that. I used to shame myself for the same time, like the same things with when it came to being disciplined. And, this innate feeling of needing to be perfect is just all pointing to you don't trust yourself to survive the process. You feel like you're holding it together. You feel like you're so constrained by time that you need to get everything done now, now, now. And everything's about, oh, fuck, I got to get this done. I got to get that done. And you're always rushing. You're always rushing. You're in scarcity and you put yourself in survival mode. See, most oftentimes, guys that can't lock in, it's because they're running away from themselves. They think they're addicted. Sorry. You think you're addicted to comfort. You think you're addicted to dopamine. That's not true. You're addicted to relief, relieving yourself, relieving yourself. So you run back to, I'm not a man who can handle it. And you need to really reframe how you think about when you don't follow through all the way with what you want to get done in that day. There's perfect days exist, but most oftentimes than not, it's about being consistent. And the way you talk to yourself and the way you frame it makes more makes it worse for you. And it puts you on a level where subconsciously you look at yourself as someone who can be consistent. And ironically, that's what fucks you up. You think you're lazy, you're dysregulated. You're dysregulated, you put yourself in survival mode, so your body, it runs to the first thing it runs to. Because most oftentimes than not, guys that are super disciplined or have the ability to be disciplined, they run to comfort out of relief. Those were habits that they had growing up as a kid, and I'm sure you could relate to this: overeating, stress eating, porn addictions, fucking all types of shit. And these are really habits of relief. Your nervous system runs to the first thing that's going to give you relief. And when you shame yourself and pressure yourself, you delay your ability to recover and mitigate all the all the pressure that you're putting on yourself. So you define yourself as a man who can't lock in, who's inconsistent, who's lazy. That's not true. You probably watch these guys on social media and be like, oh well, fuck, you need to be on all the time. And bro, most of these motherfuckers, bro, they ain't on all the time, bro. Straight up. Like what I found with these fatigue demons, like I like to call them, is that they taking more rest and recovery than anything. Like straight up, like they the ones sleeping 8 or 9 hours a night and fucking complaining about, oh, you need to be optimized and life isn't optimal. But that's a story for another day. You have to let go of that survival mode that you put yourself in. The way you talk to yourself is how you think about yourself, and that's how you show up. That's how you show up in your life. So consistency, locking in, commitment, it's really a byproduct of how you talk to yourself. The pressure that you place on yourself to be perfect is a disguise as high standards. And just be honest with yourself. You attach so much meaning to your discipline, to your routines, to your habits, and it really comes from feelings of inadequacy, feelings of not being enough. You've defined yourself as, I'm not enough if I'm not producing. And really, that's where all that urgency comes in. You're trying to fill this gap of, I'm not enough if I don't have a certain lifestyle. I don't have a certain image. I don't have a certain physique. I don't have a certain amount of money. And when you put yourself in this scarcity mode, your body does what it does best. It goes into fight or flight because it thinks you're under danger. Going to the gym and being consistent is not dangerous. Going to work on your business is not dangerous. So why is there threat attached to that? You're doing everything you want to do, yet you still feel like you're keeping it together. And the truth is, you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself to lock in. You don't trust yourself to commit. You are you have this internal timer waiting for you to fail. Your inner critic is already waiting for you to fail. Like, yeah, it's just a matter of time before you fall apart again, before you fuck it up. You are your biggest enemy. You are your worst enemy. Because the truth of the matter is, your inner critic has these high standards. It has these beliefs that you feel like you need to fulfill through your output, through your production, that won't get fulfilled unless you're perfect. There's no rush. There is no rush. Because if you really believed in yourself the way you think you do, you would understand that you have all the time in the world to work on yourself. And you know that you'll make it there because you're not afraid to fail. You're just afraid that you won't survive the process. And that's the good part. There's no rush to building yourself up. There's no rush to expressing yourself. There's men in their 50s, in their 60s, who still haven't figured that out, who think they need, like perfection instead of consistency. And ironically, when you let go of that perfection, of that need to be perfect within your discipline, all your routines you begin to lock in because you trust yourself. Because you begin to trust that you're going to be someone who does the work anyways. Right now, with you, there's a sense of urgency. There's a sense of, okay, if I don't do good today, I already know tomorrow I'm going to be fucking up. You show that you don't trust yourself at all. So you think you need to stop using dopamine, running to dopamine. You think you need to stop fucking running to relief. You think you need to stop being lazy. You just need to stop seeing yourself as a man who doesn't trust himself. And you have to give yourself permission to say, I know I'm going to get the work done. So why am I going to stress? Why am I going to panic? I'm everything I say I am because I'm moving towards it each and every day. Locking in is a daily choice. It's not a fucking, like I have to be perfect for a certain amount of time. Nobody's perfect. Nobody is perfect. But the most consistent guys, they understand that they could take 3 days off and come back to it and be better. They understand and intrinsically know that they are a man who can trust themselves.